So every person may have different relapse signs. It's important to get to know your loved one and maybe communicate with them when you know they're doing well in their recovery. They'll know their warning signs better than anyone else can. We've had clients write down a list of relapse warning signs. What are the red flags? What are things that could be something they really need to watch out for? And we encourage them to share that with their loved one so the loved one knows what they're looking for as well. If your loved one didn't make a list of what their relapse warning signs may be, there are some general warning signs. Isolating, not wanting to follow through with daily activities could be a warning sign. If they stop going to their support groups, stop going to counseling, whatever their aftercare plan may be. If they begin hanging out with old friends that use or start going back to their old areas. I've heard people saying that they're going to go to a party but not use or drink at it, and that's putting themselves in a pretty dangerous situation. Okay, so one thing we often hear clients say is before relapse they felt like they had it or they didn't need help anymore. That overconfidence can lead to a relapse. Continuing care with the counseling or support meetings is what keeps that personal growth going. It keeps that recovery moving forward. So it's important to encourage your loved one to continue doing the things that are keeping them sober instead of falling back into a relapse. Another thing could just be complacency. They could maybe continue to be going to meetings or going to counseling, but no longer putting the effort in, kind of just at a standstill. That's another time to help encourage them, maybe finding new activities, something else they enjoy doing. If you do see the warning signs, how you approach your loved one can be very important. I think sitting down with them and talking to them and letting them know this is because you care about them and you're concerned and you want to do whatever you can do to help them. Attacking them will often make them just want to isolate more or just withdraw from you. And I know one thing that I often hear is when they return home and people are accusing them of using, that really bothers them. And we often talk about communicating about that before they go home. Loved ones are going to worry. That trust doesn't come back overnight. It takes time. And so instead of accusing, what's another way the family could communicate their concerns? That way, everyone's voice is being heard. I think the most important thing is having that open communication. The addict needs to feel comfortable enough to be able to talk about what they're feeling, what they're going through, so that they can open up before a relapse happens. It's also important that they know that if they did relapse, they are able to share it so they can get help before it gets worse. If you do notice the signs of relapse, or if your loved one has spoke to you about relapsing, you can give us a call. We're here to talk with you, help get that client back into treatment if that's what they would like to do, or even just help find resources in your area.